Everybody's loading up, getting ready to go. Good morning, everyone. It is day 2 out here with Deb and my trail sister and Abby. And yesterday was a hard day. The first part of the day was cake, but the last couple miles, oh my God, the freaking heat got so bad. It was up to 96 at one point, and I was struggling. I was pouring so much sweat out. It was hard to keep fluid in. Luckily, we had plenty of available water sources yesterday, so we were able to keep pumping the water in. Deb, about took Deb out. She struggled hard, and part of it was because she slack packed the bulk of the day, and then the last 2.3 miles she had to carry that heavy ass pack, which is not really that heavy, but it is after you slack pack for 8 miles. But she got through it. Last night was good. We got to bed rather early, and probably around 10:30 or so, it started raining a little bit. It wasn't a hard rain, just kind of a drizzle. But because it was so hot, I had both of my vestibule doors open, and just to let breeze come through, and it did, and it was nice until it started raining, and then my quilt got pretty wet on that side of the tent, and so I closed my vestibule door on that side, and by morning everything was dry, so it was not a problem. We're all looking at flowers up here. Try to zoom in a little bit. Yes. Okay. Our biggest up of the day is going to be right here at the beginning. So I'm not going to video too much, just because I need my trekking poles getting started. My heels, as always, they hurt this morning. But that'll go away pretty soon. I don't know if you guys can see this with your whatever you're watching this on, but this area is just covered with trillium, and they're white and kind of a purplish, and it's just beautiful. I really should be using my trekking poles here, but I want you guys to see this. You run into stuff like this periodically, and I remember coming through the Smokies, we were just talking about it, where the whole floor of the forest was covered for as far as the eye could see with these little ground cover flowers. It was beautiful. And other places on the trail where as far as the eye can see is mountain laurel or rhododendron, and then ferns. I remember those up in the New York area. It's just ferns as far as you could see. Just nature, man. It's beautiful. Kind of a rocky section. It's not the level of dam rocks, but you gotta watch what you're doing. Stub your toe 100 times. Sharp rocks where you can pinch your foot. There's a big one. It's beautiful. And they're everywhere. That's all for now. All right, we're done with our first little uphill today. Our steepest is coming up soon. Of course, as soon as I say that, we turn the corner and go back uphill again. Far out is weird sometimes. It looks like you're going down, and in fact, you're going up. You've heard me complain about that for years. But it's almost like a cobblestone through here. Naturally made. But we've already come about 9/10 of a mile already this morning in about a half hour. So I'm sorry, about 15 minutes. We're doing fine. All right, we turn right here. This is a place where the trail can get tricky. They have good markings on the trees here. What are you doing?
Rock.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? She's going to carry a rock with her.
It is. Well, no, it's not tulip tree, it's a poplar. Tulip poplar. Yeah, tulip poplar. There you go.
Anyways, what I was saying is that good markings on that tree, or we could have just kept going up that trail, not knowing that we turned. So thank you, Virginia. You did a good job on this one. You can see the flowers. Trilliums, they're everywhere. It's beautiful. Yeah, a mile in, I'm already sweating. It's going to be a hot day. It's not going to be as hot as yesterday, I hope. I think today is supposed to be somewhere around the middle 80s. We've got to be careful out here today because we've already seen one hunter who's out here turkey hunting. And he let us know that there are more hunters in the direction we're going. We've come 2.8 miles. We're running right at 2 miles an hour. We're on a level straight stretch. We've got a slight incline for the next couple tenths, but nothing major. After that, we've got looks like a fairly steep downhill. And then our last decent uphill for the day, which is going to be not horrible. We've already done the worst one. We're rolling along pretty good right now, taking our time. We don't know what we're doing today. There's no good option. There's a shelter at like 6 or 7 miles. There's another place around 11 miles. And then the best shelter is at 13 miles. And everything is going to depend on how people feel after yesterday's heat exhaustion for a couple of us. So we don't want to overdo it. But at the same time, if we can possibly make that 11 and or 13 miles, then it really sets us up for 2 easy days. The next couple days going through the roller coaster, which is going to suck. It's just one big up after another, after another. I think there's, I don't even know, I think there's 7, 8, 9 of them. And they're rocky, and they're steep, and they suck. All right, going a little bit steeper. Time for trekking poles. All right, we've come about 3.5 miles from the start, and doing pretty good. Ran into a couple hikers that I don't mind stopping and talking to hikers for 30 seconds to a minute. But sometimes you get people that just want to keep talking and 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 talking. And we met a couple hikers like that, and just after about 5 minutes, I said, you know what, we got to go. We stay here any longer, and my ankles are going to start freezing up on me again. I don't want to go through that again. So we took off. But yeah, listen, it's great to stop and talk to hikers out here, but you got to limit it, man. We got about a mile to get to a shelter, or near a shelter, where there's a water source, and we'll stop and have a snack, a morning snack, go from there. But we're doing pretty good. We're almost, if we do the 13-mile day, we're almost a third of the way through. So if the rest of the day is this easy, yeah, it won't be, because the temperature's coming up. It's already up to 76, so it's come up 16 degrees since we started 2.5 hours ago. Damn it. That wasn't good. Caught a stick with the inside of my sole, and it almost put me on my ass. It swung my leg around. It was like a pivot point. And yeah. We're on a downhill now, so moving pretty quick. The trail's in pretty good shape here. Minor rocks, minor roots. They're way up ahead of me now. Hang on a sec. Put my trekking poles in my hand. They were awkward the way they were. This section of the AT is fairly easy compared to most parts of it. Certainly much easier than down south, coming from Springer to Fontana. So, Ella, if you're watching these videos, know that when you get up to, really, when you get to Grayson Highlands, it starts to get a little bit easier through there. And definitely through the Shenandoahs, the National Park. And this is just really an extension. Nothing steep, nothing big. The mountains just aren't that big here. And what makes them difficult sometimes is that they don't have as many switchbacks as we're used to coming from the south. And so you end up doing some steeper. But still, it's not difficult. I'm cruising up these things right now. Now yesterday was a different animal. Yesterday was just so freaking hot. It was just so hot. It's almost impossible to hike like that. Your body has to slowly acclimate to those kinds of temperatures. And, when you're, boom, 96 degrees, I mean, come on, man. We're just not used to that. Even though the humidity's low, Deb struggled, I struggled. I think Abby/Rebound struggled a little bit. Navigator went right through it. She's a beast, man. She's a beast. But we're doing well for a bunch of old people. Running into now 3 turkey hunters out here. I guess it's not restricted to hunt near this trail. It probably should be. The hunters, for turkey hunting, they don't wear orange. They're all camied. And we're not dressed for hunting, or you just hope that whoever's out here hunting is smart enough, wise enough, trained enough, and doesn't have an itchy trigger finger that's going to shoot at anything that moves. Ninja, I'm not sure what happened here, but you got a little baby kaboom going on here. Yeah, we're going up a steep uphill. I'm not going to be able to record long, but maybe it'll level off here. Yeah, here. Okay. All right, hang on. Let me get my trekking poles situated. Yeah, I can record on this. We're running into a few section hikers today, which is okay, until we stop to talk for too long. We probably stopped to talk for about 30 minutes on this hike so far today. That's too much. Give people 30 seconds to a minute and then move on. Yeah, we've come about 4.7 miles maybe. So we're over a third there if we go to the 13-mile mark, which, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Not a big deal. We've got options. Not great ones, but the best option is to do the 13. All right, we're going up, so I'm going to beat the rush and get the trekking poles. This is part of the Sky Meadows State Park here in Virginia. I have a suspicion that they're opening this up for electrical lines down the road. We've got about just short of 3 miles to get down to the bottom of this section. I don't even know how far we've come. We're doing pretty good. I think when we get to the bottom, we'll be right about 9 miles, something in that area. 9, 10 miles. Not 100% sure. The rest of this day, looking at the graph, should be pretty easy. We got 2.9 downhill, and then we've got about 3.5, 4 miles of just a little bitty ups and downs. I don't think it's going to be a big deal. There might be some steep sections in there, maybe some rocky technical sections, but it's just not going to be difficult, I don't think. We'll know more when we get there. I don't remember. I remember when I came through here in 23, I was rolling big time. I did just short of a 20-mile day, where we started yesterday, and when we get down to the road down here, I think it was 19.8 miles, something like that. No way I could do that today. No way. So Ella, if you're watching, anybody else that's down south watching my stuff, that's the difference between trail legs and not trail legs. Trail legs, you can knock out 20 miles up through here. Without trail legs, we're going to be pushing it to do 13 today. So, we're trying to take it as easy as we can on especially Deb, because she just really had a hard time yesterday. She's doing great today. No side effects from what happened yesterday, which is good. I was certainly worried. And I also told her another repeat of yesterday, and you're going home. That was all I needed to say for her to say, ain't happening. Ain't happening. So. They just stopped for lunch. I had a afternoon snack. I'm trying real hard to eat less than I'm burning. I really want to drop these last 10 pounds. In a perfect world, I'd get down to right around 170 and stay there. All right, I'm seeing a rocky section downhill. I'm gonna put this away and get my trekking poles just to err on the side of caution. All right. Woo. We've come 10.3 miles. We've got 2.8 to get to the shelter. So we're going to make that 13, I think it's 13.4 shelter. Yeah, we're going to make it to there. Which is going to make the next 2 days ridiculously easy. We're going to be hitting the roller coaster, which is certainly a difficult section. Because it's just massive ups and downs, 8 or 9 mountains. But we're going to go halfway through it the first day tomorrow, and the other half the next day. So no biggie. Yeah, right. Mountain front right now. Deb got tired of me, in her words, pushing me. Let her hike her own hike for the last few miles in. We don't have to push her to go faster. She can just do her own thing. This last section, if you look at the graph, from the road, that first half mile or so, oh, it sucks. It's steep, it's not steep, it's steep, it's not steep. Just enough to make you miserable. And rocky, let's not forget the rocks. It was full of damn rocks. On a better spot now, but the rest of the trail into the shelter is really just a bunch of little ups and downs like this. And once we got through that first section, the rest of it, I'm hoping it's going to be pretty good. Pretty easy for everybody, because it's been a long day. And for Deb, and for the rest of us. I mean, yesterday was a tough day. That temperature, holy crap. Coming out on your first day and hiking in 96-degree temperatures, up some pretty tough climbs. That was hard for anybody. Deb, Abby were troopers. They struggled. I struggled. Navigator, if she did, she wouldn't admit it, because that's how tough she is. But I struggled. And right now I'm at that time of day, mileage-wise, where my feet just are hurting. They hurt. They're burning. Going up, my heel hurts. Going down, my whole foot. I don't know why. The lactic acid just gets down into my feet when I'm going downhill, and it just hurts. Very painful. Well, these are pretty. I'm sure the girls were stopping and look at these. Very nice. Let's see. I'm going to stop for a second and take a couple pictures. Yeah, those were nice. This section of the trail is so weird. The temperature has fluctuated in the last mile between 81 degrees and 89 degrees. And of course, a lot of that has to do with whether or not you're in the sun or in the shade. But that's quite a disparity. And it doesn't make it any easier. Overall today, I would say, has been about 60% of the difficulty that we had yesterday. For me, I'm really trying to watch what I'm eating. I had breakfast this morning, my normal breakfast drink. I had a Snickers bar early because when it gets hot, the Snickers tend to melt. And so I ate my Snickers today before it got too hot to melt. And since then, I've had a couple of other trail snacks, a couple Fig Newton bars and a fruit bar. And I'll pass on lunch, cut some calories. I'll have a good supper tonight. And then we'll do it all again tomorrow. Probably not the healthiest thing that I can do, but I want to burn, I don't know, maybe 3,000, 3,500 calories and only take in 2,000 to 2,500. Or less. Heading down again. Yeah, this last 2.5 miles, whatever we got left, is just going to be a series of ups and downs like this. Nothing big, nothing long. There may be some steep sections, but they just won't be long sections. They're behind me. They told me to go ahead and go ahead. I need to stretch my legs a little bit. They understand that. So these last few miles, I'm going to take off and do my own thing. Get to the shelter. Get things set up. Depending on where the water's at, I can load up my water and be ready for them to get there and load up their water. And I don't think anybody else has been on this trail today because I am silk blazing. I've got to go back in tonight and fix my video from yesterday, even though I haven't posted it yet. When I put it together, I had this huge blank space between one video and one of the last videos. And I'm like, wait a minute, I know I took other video clips. And for some reason, I'm not sure why, I checked today, they're in my photo album, but they didn't go to my editing app. So I'll figure it out today. I'll get it fixed. It was really weird going from getting water out on the trail about 5 miles from the end and then jumping to getting water at the shelter. I'm like, wait a minute. I had a whole segment there where I talked about the heat and how it was just kicking our butts, and it wasn't in there. So I don't know. Technology is, I think it's kind of going to crap right now. Half the time, the technology that we have doesn't work, or it doesn't work as it's supposed to. All right, there's Deb in her nighttime clothes. We made it to the shelter, 13.5 miles today. This was a big day. Luckily, it was not as hot as yesterday, but this is the Rod Hollow shelter. And no, we're not staying in the shelter. We've met a young lady from Alaska who's staying in the shelter named Karaoke.
Just the Carrie part.
Just the Carrie.
Like in karaoke.
Okay, so like my neighbor Carrie.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, well, that makes it easy. All right, so young lady from Alaska named Carrie who's out here for doing her next section of the AT. And of course, we got Navigator up there doing some cleaning of the body, her nightly chore, and Carrie and Abby are over there chatting. So yeah, that's my tent's over there back behind Navigator, and then Abby's tent's there, and then Deb's tent is on the next platform. You have to put them on platforms here. There's no level ground here, so that's what we have to do.
I want to spend another $500.
Yeah. Do you want to be on my YouTube channel?
No, I'm shy and I don't like how I look.
Okay.
You see filming right now, I'm hiding.
I'm not filming you right now, no.
He always asks.
I always ask, and if the answer is no, then the answer is no. It's simple. All right, but that's it. All right, that's all, folks. We are done for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.